Hey, what do you think about the office? I think it's shaping up nicely. There's gonna be a lot more lights and some soundproofing that is still to be done because the highway is really loud still. But you know, it's kind of a developing process. It takes a little bit of time, so we're gonna get there. Don't you worry, because yeah, I'm probably gonna be here for a while. Yeah, I think so. Today is going to be one of the videos that I'm making purely for you, the ones that are watching my videos and enjoying my content, because this is going to be a Q&A where I answer your questions that I posted onto the YouTube community tab. And personally, I really enjoy these kind of videos because it's like a way of interacting with you and answering your questions and making sure, you know, that we are having a dialogue and not just a monologue. So let's jump in to the first question. Jolan Jacobs, what are the top 5 YouTube channels that you learned the most from? I'd probably say that the top channel that is going to be up there is Casey Neistat, because I really like the way that he's storytelling in his videos and the way that he records a vlog during the day and then pieces it together like a really interesting piece of content. The second channel is probably gonna be Peter McKinnon, because he actually got me into the photography and videography track and opened up my eyes to a whole new world that I haven't been engaged with. And he is one of my huge inspirations because I really like the way that he went from zero to superstardom really fast. So yeah, definitely number 2. And number 3 is probably gonna be Daniel Schiffer, because I have been watching Daniel's Final Cut Pro tutorials for so long, and his way of shooting and the creative genius that he has is really inspiring for me when I watch his videos. Number 4 is James Matthews. I gotta say him because he got me into the whole shooting in manual focus and trying those different things and trying to actually make films and more planning out your shot, nailing the composition, nailing the exposure, making sure that focus is in the right place. And I also met him down in Copenhagen when I was there with the Sony event. We had a really good time. We had a couple of beers and went up for the sunrise to get some dope shots. So yeah, that's gonna be number 4. And number 5 has to be MKBHD. And the reason for that is because I really like the way that he incorporates his B-roll and the high quality B-roll that he has in his videos when he's shooting smartphones or computers or whatever it is that he does, because it actually looks so good. I really appreciate that he goes the extra mile to make sure that his video is super high quality. So yeah, those are going to be the top 5 YouTube channels that I've actually learned the most from. Slick McTrick, how many free gigs did you take before you were comfortable charging for your work? Working for free is one of those things that you definitely should do in the beginning when you want to start out and get some traction, you know, expand your portfolio and those kind of things. But you shouldn't get used to doing that just to get jobs, because I probably did 3 or 4 video gigs before I actually started charging for my work. And if people actually appreciate the work that you put in, they will offer you some kind of payment. But I would say don't be afraid to ask for a small sum, because it's better to get a symbolic fee than nothing at all, because you're actually using your gear and your creativity and your time to create something of value for a company or a friend. So don't be afraid to ask for money, because in the end, you know, we all need money to be able to do what we want to do. Zach Miller, this is a long question, but I'm gonna try to sum it up. As someone who thinks being a full-time YouTuber eventually is my dream job, do you have any advice on how I can be sure that I have what it takes? YouTube is without a doubt one of the hardest things that I've ever done. And when I started out doing YouTube, I thought it would be way easier to get views, subscribers, and likes on my videos than it actually is. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that people do when we're starting out with YouTube is that we set up really high expectations of where we want to be and not how we are actually going to get there. And I think that if you want to become a full-time YouTuber, you really got to be smart when you're putting out content, and you're also gonna have to work your ass off. I've said this before in one of my videos, but I actually think that a lot of people think it's easier than it is to come up with the ideas, shoot the videos, shoot the B-roll, plan your videos, do some good thumbnails, and all those things that culminate into posting a video onto YouTube. But again, it's also also depends on what kind of genre that you want to get into and what kind of videos that you want to make, and is there gonna be like a lot of people watching that kind of content that you want to make, or is there gonna be a like really small audience? So I would say if you really want to work as a YouTuber, you gotta be consistent, you gotta have some really good discipline, and you gotta believe in what you do, and you gotta be passionate about it, because if you don't have all of those things, it's gonna be really hard for you to keep your channel alive and do what you want to do for a long period of time. And the income part of a YouTube channel is definitely the hardest thing to defend when you're investing that insane amount of time into creating videos, because you don't actually get that much back from your videos. And I am going to do a video about that will drop really soon, so stay tuned for that if you're really interested in what kind of money that you actually get from YouTube videos. Guide with the camera. What is your dream lens, real or imaginary? That is a hard one, but I probably would say a 16-70 f1.4 lens. It probably would be like this big, but it would be such a good focal length to have. Like, imagine going from 16 to 70 with an f1.4 constant aperture. That would be so good. Wah Chris, how do you stop being afraid to create? Afraid to put something out there for fear it'll get rejected like a bad job application, and fear that people will attack you on YouTube because you're not pretty or good looking enough. This is actually something that I do think a lot of YouTubers is struggling with a whole lot. When it comes to my videos, I always have something in the back of my head saying that, like, I wonder if people actually will like this or if it's gonna tank completely. And some videos goes really bad and some videos get a lot of views. So it's a really hard balance to know what your audience wants. And there's always gonna be people that are saying bad things about you. I do get a lot of hate comments, people saying that I'm bad, I suck at what I do, I look ugly, you have a big nose and glasögonorm, as we say in Swedish. But the truth is, don't give a shit about what people say. If you're enjoying what you do, don't care about those people, because you are actually doing something that those people probably aren't. So if you're just starting out, try to filter out all of the negativity that is spreading on your videos, because you will get a thumbs down or you will get negative comments, and everyone that is going to try to push you down want to stop you from your success. So keep pushing and don't care about the haters that are out there. Anurag Arora, how to know that I've used my current equipment to its maximum potential and I need to upgrade the gear to expand myself. When it comes to gear, it's really easy to get like caught up that you need to have this or you need to have that to be able to do this, or if you don't have that, you can't do this. But to a certain extent, gear does not matter. For example, I have the Sony a7 III with the ability to shoot 120 frames per second, and if I wanted to, I could shoot everything in 120, but now I'm actually trying more and more to go back to 4K 30. So the drummer B-roll, for example, that was shot almost entirely in 4K 30. As you probably know now, like, my favorite lens is the 24mm GM lens, and now I'm trying my best to use more prime lenses to get the shots that I want and think about the composition, think about the editing process more like that, rather than what kind of gear do I need to have to be able to shoot this. I would say that if you are feeling that you are limiting yourself by using the gear that you have, that is probably the time when you need to upgrade your gear. But don't upgrade your gear because anyone else is telling you to upgrade. New layer, how do you come up with your ideas or inspiration for videos, both tutorial and cinematic short film? One thing that actually works for me is to try to think big and then scale things down. So say for example the poker B-roll, that was like spurred out from a shoot that we did like 1 year ago. But the thought of that was to have Oscar in like a bar with an old poker setting, and there's like, I wanted to have this really Western feeling, but I wasn't able to do that. So I thought to myself, okay, black background, and then instead of a smoke machine, we used a cigar. So Oscar was actually sitting there puffing the cigar for a long time. And we also used some incense as well. But yeah, you know, scaling things down from this huge idea that you have and then try to make something work from what you got. So try to see the challenge of the thing that you're going to shoot and then try to find the solution to that challenge and be as creative as you possibly can. So that is it for this Q&A, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video, because I like I personally enjoy these kind of Q&A videos so much because it's a way of interacting with you and having a good time and answering all of your questions. If you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up because it's highly appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed, gonna be right here as usual, but it's not like this is just call out, it's gonna be down here, so don't press that because it doesn't work. You just just pauses the video. So that is it from me, Peter from Sweden. Out. I'm not gonna take my cap on. I'm just gonna do like this.